All right, this is PJ.
And this is Ethan.
In the Poverty Franchise Sports Podcast. It's been a minute. Been busy. Been busy doing shit. Spring break, school, actually going outside.
Just doing, usual college
shenanigans. Going to absolutely ridiculous lengths in recreational basketball and putting our bodies to our very low limits.
True. But here we're going to talk about the pro athletes, not
us because we sorry.
So in other words, you could have said we were letting the content stockpile.
Yes. Lots has gone on. Some of the news cycles. We're going to start out. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins Jr. Obviously, a very sad situation.
Very much so.
I mean, he's only a couple years older than us, and when you put it like that, it really shows how fleeting life is. And always just hug the ones close to you, and don't let the shit that bring you down and hamper, because you don't know when your last day will be. But rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins and his family, and to everyone in the league. He was a consummate guy, regardless of his play. We're not gonna Schefter to tweet this shit, because that was sorry. Schefter, if Schefter's lucky he didn't get fired over that, he probably should be, but that's beyond the point. Rest in peace. Now,
Respect.
Your Falcons. He was reading. We were looking at the mock drafts because that's all the hope we have. We want to see the projection for y'all next season.
The projection of us potentially having the top pick in the NFL draft.
You're happy about that, especially because you're gonna have a year sabbatical of not even watching them. So
I'll occasionally pull up the Kyle Pitts highlight,
the odd Kyle Pitts highlight,
or hopefully a Kayvon Thibodeau highlight, if y'all will humor me on that.
But that's good news. We'll be right there behind you. We'll get number 2.
I don't know if it's that.
Nah, we'll be like 10 or 12, because I mean the division's weak, but we're weaker. So pay Roquan. That's the only thing I want from this. Pay Roquan Smith. I do not care what we have to do. Pay that man.
That's valid.
But since, again, the Bears are a less interesting team to talk about in regards to the draft, unless you're from the Chicago area and like a pretty big Bears fan, because we don't got a first-round pick because that was Justin Fields. Because that
trade happened.
Yeah, so
y'all are happy about the trade.
I'm happy about the trade. I'm just, I get the draft has been boring as hell for me to watch for the past, for basically my entire life being a fan, because by the time I was had brain cells, the first-round picks were for Jay Cutler. And then there was a few years where it's okay, Shea McClellan, shit, Kevin White, okay, damn, shit. Roquan's been the only one I've sat down and been yes. Him and Kyle Fuller are the only two I've been I'm okay with that. And I was mad at Kyle Fuller at first because I wanted HaHa Clinton Dix. And then let's see, there was Khalil Mack trade, so no first round picks. And we weren't even supposed to have a first-round pick. We were supposed to have that when we traded up. Yes, okay. And then it was Justin Fields. And then now it's another year of, damn, gotta wait till Friday.
The Falcons have been rather tactful with their picks. They've held on to them, except for the Julio trade where we lost a couple picks the year after. But drafting has been hit or miss, to say the least. Gosh, Takaris McKinley, Vic Beasley.
Beasley.
Calvin Ridley, I was really mad draft day, but damn it, I should still be mad. No, it didn't pan out. I was going to say it panned out.
Kyle Fuller panned out pretty okay. Shea McClellan. Oh, Lord, Shea McClellan. Oh, God damn it, Shea McClellan.
A lot of our better picks.
Kevin White. Oh, Kevin White. That man just was hurt. That man didn't get hurt. He would have been a barnstormer, I swear. That man was tall Will Fuller, the 5th at his floor, but he was just hurt all the time. I think his best play as a Chicago Bear was 1 yard short of beating the Patriots on a Hail Mary pass.
Dang.
That was one of the and we would have had the first round bye, and then we didn't have the double doink. I'm thinking too far into it.
It's all Kevin White's fault, basically.
So the Bears mock drafts are not exciting. A lot of them in the second round have them either going receiver or offensive lineman. I don't mind those. I really think the Bears need another corner because if I have to sit and watch one more season of Kendall Vildor play cornerback, I will seriously consider jumping into Lake Michigan and not swimming back up. Because holy shit, is he awful at the job of cornerback. And Jalen Johnson is fine. Eddie Jackson is not 2018 Eddie Jackson, but he back there.
I don't know what happened to Eddie Jackson.
I don't fucking know what happened to Eddie Jackson either. That man was goddamn a demon. Maybe he's just a Vic Fangio safety.
I don't know. Maybe I feel like that happens to safeties. They reach a point and then they just fall off.
And that's what makes like the Hall of Fame safety so good. It's just they don't fall off.
Yeah.
Like they just don't fall off after like their 4 seasons of relevance. Or
like Keanu Neal had a Pro Bowl season. And then he dropped off. But then, granted, it was because of his knees.
What team just signed Keanu Neal?
The Cowboys. He reunited with Dan Quinn.
Oh, okay. And then they try to make him a linebacker for a little bit, and then they brought him back.
He's now back at safety.
Okay.
It's really interesting.
But that happens to safeties quite often. That happens to DBs are very scheme based. The biggest example I have is Nnamdi Asomugha from the Raiders, Kerry Washington's husband. Fun fact, by the way. Yes, married to Kerry Washington.
Okay.
And Nnamdi Asomugha was more shut down than Darrelle Revis on the Raiders. And then, because they were a press man team.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it's an Al Davis team. Fucking course they're going to. They're not using fucking brain cells on Al Davis. You fast? You use that. You fast? You strong? Good, go. He went to the Eagles on that failed dream team. It was the last year of Andy Reid's tenure there when they brought in, like, McNabb, Terrell, Vic.
Yes.
No, was it Vic? Or was it? Vic? No, it was McNabb and Young. Sorry, it was McNabb and Vince Young. Apologies, if I'm not mistaken. That blew up in their face. Nnamdi Asomugha did not do well in the zone scheme is what had happened. He fell off of a cliff. It wasn't that he was on the right side of 30, if I'm not mistaken, but he fell off and he got cut after the year, if I'm not mistaken about that. Or he spent one more year. I don't really know specifics. I was 10.
Fair.
But I do know like the general story of the Nnamdi Asomugha. And it happens. It's just sometimes you don't fit the scheme, Happens to linemen too who go from zone blocking to what's the other one? There's the zone blocking scheme, and there's like more pulling and double teaming. Or assignment blocking.
I can't think of the blocking scheme because I remember them mostly by the offensive schemes.
Yeah, but it happens to the linemen too. Sometimes they just don't fit the scheme, or it happens. But they have the Bears. They got Keon Green, guard from Texas A&M. Solid guard. I've heard of him. That's how I know he's good. If I've heard of lineman, you're good.
You're good.
Good at football.
You're very good.
I would not mind. I wouldn't mind a receiver in the second round. Again, I'd really like a corner. I mean, either of those three, as long as it's not a fucking tight end in the second round, I'm happy with that. That's happened a little too much. I mean, hopefully Tevin Jenkins gets better this year. Our second round pick from last year. Hopefully he can actually play games at tackle because we don't have Jason Peters' decrepit old ass out there. And Jesus Christ, if we're starting Jermaine Ifedi this year, I'm going to cry. Okay.
Oh, dang.
It's fine. We still have Cody Whitehair.
That is true.
That's really it. Every other lineman's gone, I think, except for him and Jenkins are the only ones left. Oh, and Mustafa. There's only 3 left. Oh.
I mean, the Falcons, we're looking at, we retained Jake Matthews, of course, to protect our awful quarterback situation. We're not gonna go Super Mariota. I don't know. Damn, that training camp, the really hard knock should have been with the Falcons this year, not the Colts. They really should have. Just to see Mariota, Felipe Franks, Josh Rosen. Who can throw the least worst? Very true. But, I mean, I guess it leaves room for our offensive line to grow. I would like to see what happens with Matt Hennessy, our now third-year player. Chris Lindstrom was one of the better guards in the league last year. Hopefully, Jake Matthews maintains his play, and I'd like to see improvement from our former first-round tackle. I'm blanking on his name now. Oh no, it's not good. That is not good. But now are the Falcons one of those teams that were run blocking really good but couldn't pass block to save them lives? And that has explained Cordell Patterson being a bootleg running back and actually working, or is Cordell Patterson just fun? Cordell Patterson's just fun. Yeah.
Just the ultimate gadget player.
Yeah, because we ran a lot of unique runs with him. They were traditional runs like up the middle or like.
He's not running between the tackles.
Yeah, he didn't have to. It was more like let's go around
and let him run fast.
Yeah,
and just put him on straight lines in directions and pray he beats the edge.
And occasionally the draw would work, which is what got him open.
So they have the Bears taking
it's good to have him back.
Interior defensive line help. That's good because Eddie Goldman's cut. Akeem Hicks is gone. Biel Nichols is... Damn, we lost a lot of fucking players. Shit. We signed Biel Nichols. Yes. But damn.
That's good.
Lost both starting defensive tackles. So, well, shit. Gotta fix that somehow. Yeah. And then since the dude on the Bengals failed his physical, we settled for random backup on the Chargers. So, we're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna see how our pass rush is this year. Is it gonna be Robert Quinn fighting for his life out there? Yes. Yes, it is. And is Roquan Smith going to have 200 tackles because the defensive line does not stop the run game? Yes.
Interesting development. Similarly on the defensive side for the Falcons, we never had much in terms of defensive linemen. We finally let Dante Fowler go. We're free of his contract. But of course we have Grady Jarrett. Nothing else.
Fighting for his life.
Sadly, we did lose one of our better linebackers, Foye Oluokun, which will hurt, but I would like to see Michael Walker step up into that role, use his speed, learn from Deion Jones, become a decent linebacker at least.
Also one of the most fun names to say, Oluokun.
Foye Oluokun, yeah.
Fun name.
Boy out of Yale.
Really, out of Yale?
He was out of Yale. That's why he was intelligent.
They have the Bears waiting till the third round for a cornerback. I think the Bears should target O-line and corner in the second round and receiver in the third round. This is a very receiver-deep draft. I mean, Pickens is going to get to the second round. Justin Ross will still be there, like big names in college football. Now, why Pickens is that far? The nigga is crazy.
Yes.
He's also injured. Injured and uncoachable is a very bad combination, but he's athletic, and he catches ball really good.
Very
Justin
true.
Ross is injured, and that's why both of them, without character issues, are injury issues, because George Pickens did get in that fight against lowly Georgia Tech. Is that 2 years ago? That cost him a half of the game.
Yeah, he would miss the first half of the.
Just small brain decision from Mr. George.
Yeah, it was very dumb.
Because it was Georgia Tech. Like, they sorry.
There was no need. But I would like to see the Falcons draft defense in the first round. Try again. I'd like to see our new regime get somebody good on defense in the first round, which I haven't seen in ages. The last good defensive pick in the first round that I can remember was Desmond Trufant.
Don't say Desmond Trufant. Oh, this nigga said Desmond Trufant. Oh, my God.
It was Desmond Trufant. All the other ones that have panned out have been on the offense.
Oh, okay. And there's just been free agent pickups and, like, flyers.
Well, like Deion Jones was second round.
Okay.
Grady Jarrett was a third round pick.
Well, the nice thing about interior linemen is that most of the good ones are second and third round picks.
Yeah. Keanu Neal was good for, like, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But I don't really call that panning out.
Then Vic Beasley just, damn, he about to be it.
He about to be it. Let's give him this bag. Oh, no. He's awful. What in the world is this? Although I will say, if you go back and look at his tape, he had no moves at all. He wasn't even strong. He literally just ran. He had
run around tackle.
That's why.
And the thing is, that's the problem with when you're on these stacked defensive lines. Who's the good one?
Yeah, because we learned about Dante Fowler, who was also absolute garbage.
The Raiders have learned about Cleveland Farrell. He was not the good one.
He was not the good one.
Him and Austin Bryant were not the good ones. It was Dexter Lawrence and Christian Wilkins. Were in fact the good ones. Because Cleveland Farrell lost his job and his bag to the third round pick from his same draft from Western Michigan.
Max Crosby's a bad man.
Max, you saw that in Hard Knocks. He was a bad man in that season. That man he built to play football.
Although, to be honest, when he lines up and he's not wearing gloves, yeah, he's crazy.
Defensive linemen who don't care about their hands like their bread and butter, just let them. You know what? Your quarterback, just buy that nigga a good dinner afterwards, because you're gonna owe him afterwards.
You're gonna owe him something.
So this mock has you guys getting Kyle Hamilton. How do you feel about Kyle Hamilton?
Kyle Hamilton looks like a good prospect. It'll take a lot of building for him to produce results.
It's more the athlete people are looking at.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to call a safety an immediate impact player, I would say.
They rarely are.
Because they're a great finishing touch to a defense, but it's hard for them to fix the defense all by themselves.
They don't.
They don't.
I can't think of. I think the last one who did was the last. It was damn, I forgot his name. He was on the Colts. He won DPOI. Damn. He was the one who every year Bob Sanders.
Bob Sanders. Oh.
Yeah, he was probably the. But again, he was more of because they had Robert Mathis.
Robert Mathis,
defensive lineman. And they had other tools on the defense. I'm not a very big scholar of the 07 Colts.
Not many people are.
Other than I knew they beat our asses. But
they also have a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
To create pressure, which we don't have. So honestly, I would love to see some type of defensive lineman.
And in the second round, they have y'all getting D lineman from Texas A&M, DeMarvin Leal.
See, that's not bad. I like DeMarvin Leal. He reminds me of Grady Jarrett in the fact that he's an undersized interior defensive lineman. But since we switched to DNP's 3-4, making him versatile and going either inside, outside, I really like that. I really like DeMarvin Leal.
Another second rounder is the guard from Georgia, Jameer Sailor. Oh, it's so close to Slayer. Damn. And then hard.
That'd be a cool name.
Sailor.
I like an offensive lineman.
I read that and I thought I was reading Tavon Austin the third. I'm like, when does this nigga have a kid? Calvin Austin the third from Memphis is the receiver. He was in the Senior Bowl.
I like that so much better than us taking
a receiver early.
This
receiver draft is deep, and you're really looking at this point in the Falcons and the Falcons rebuild without a clear quarterback. You're looking for pieces later on.
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, he could pan out. He could not pan out. It doesn't matter. It's a third-round pick. It sucks if he doesn't, but at the same time, you're not looking to win now. You're not getting. Oh, we just need a slot receiver to make the offense. No, you need players. You need bodies.
I mean, I'm also open to us trading down. Not too far though. If you've seen the mock draft of us trading down with the Packers.
No.
To pick 22.
No, stop it.
I hate that trade.
Stop it. You are not trading with the Packers. No trading with the Packers.
Stop to be fair, I don't mind us taking Booth. I don't want us taking him in the first round though. But us having Booth, that's kind of cool.
Please God, don't let Andrew Booth on the Packers. Okay, we're fine. I'm fine. They have y'all taking Isaiah Spiller in the third, running back from Texas A&M.
Also like that.
Get an actual running back.
We need an actual running back. Also, just for the future. It's nice to have one.
They have y'all picking a couple edges. Christopher Allen from Bama, Michael Clemens from A&M. You get another receiver from Ole Miss, Dontario Drummond. That's a hard ass name. And then a DB from Baylor, Kalen Barnes. Those are the last one. They should say DB. I'm gonna assume he's a safety though.
That's a decent draft. I kind of like that.
I mean, again, you guys have the option to reach for a quarterback. I'm really leaning more and more towards that's next year's problem. Let whoever comes out of college football next year and lights it up be your guy. I can't tell you who that guy is going to be because college football is a fucking mess right now in terms of predicting who's going to be good and who's going to be bad.
That is true. I will say, though, if I was drafting, I would be very crazy. I would take, I don't know, I would really like a defensive lineman in the first round. I think Nakobe Dean at 8. Not Nakobe Dean, I'm sorry. Trayvon Walker at 8 would be fantastic.
Believe it or not, that's what the Pro Football Focus mock draft has y'all taking at 8 is Trayvon Walker.
I love it. I actually love it. Of course,
if the Jags decide they want to just reach.
I mean, of course, if Kayvon Thibodeau falls that far, or Aiden Hutchinson, although he's been...
Pretty much the consensus number one now is Aiden.
But, I mean, of course, I feel like any one of those at 8 would be a decent steal. I wouldn't mind us trading down to, 12 or something and snagging Jordan Davis. Beefing up the interior, that would be nice. And I would like to see if he does slide to the second round, getting Desmond Ridder.
That would be, a solid flyer.
I do think it's a solid flyer.
So they have, of course, the Jags got Aiden Hutchinson. The Lions go with Kyle Hamilton. They do need DB help.
They do need DB help.
The Texans got Thibodeau. The Jets get Stingley. The Giants get Charlie Cross from Mississippi State, the tackle. I don't know if the Giants should go for an offensive lineman. Is that going to help Daniel Jones? Is that really going to fix the problem here? It can't hurt the problem. I get that.
I mean, but
are y'all gonna? Are they just gonna go get Baker Mayfield? Is that what's gonna happen? Oh fuck! The Giants might do that, aren't they?
They could. I don't think Baker would like that.
No, he would not. Because if he hates the Cleveland media market, the New York sports media is gonna cook that nigga.
On a much worse team than the Browns.
He would not like that at all. The Panthers getting Sauce Gardner. Stephon Gilmore is gone, so. Yeah. Also, remember, Stephon Gilmore was on the Panthers last year, and no one talked about it.
Because neither Stephon Gilmore nor the Panthers were very good.
The Giants take another tackle. Damn. Ikem Ekwonu? Okay, they're not taking two tackles. This is
Wait, they took... Okay, to be honest, Ikem Ekwonu is looking like a really good tackle.
Yeah, I'd take Ekwonu at 5. He seems like the best of the draft.
That's what I would think.
The Falcons get Trayvon Walker. The Seahawks get Evan Neal. You see, they've been talking about the Seahawks might go get a quarterback because Drew Lock, he a backup.
Drew Lock doesn't seem like
the man
who will lead you to the promised land.
He's not leading anyone to no promised land. So the Giants get another cornerback and Trent McDuffie. Okay, Drake London going to the Commanders. The Washington don't need a receiver.
It's really hard to see any wide receiver going above pick 15.
Yeah, I think most of the teams down there are not like, yes, a receiver is what we desperately need at the moment.
Yeah, because the teams on the back end of the first round are the ones that need the...
For the exception of the Jets. The Jets actually might need a receiver.
But the thing is, they also need a lot of other things.
Yeah, but I think they would want to give... Uh-oh, Mormon boy. I blanked on his name. I blanked on Mormon man's name. I blanked on the BYU quarterback. Zach Wilson. I blanked on his name. Zach Wilson needs...
I can imagine his baby face.
Yes.
For the longest time I was just staring at it.
What is staring into my soul.
What is your name, son?
Zach Wilson. I want to say Zach Taylor is so bad. That's why.
That's wrong. In so many senses.
Zach Wilson, the Jets are going to want to get that man protection and weapons. They do have 2 first-rounders. They can do both in the first round. Because he does not have a true number 1.
I suppose that
the Jaguars, they're going to lay in the Christian Kirk bed. How that goes, good luck, Trevor.
Good luck.
The Commanders need line help. They need Carson Wentz ain't the answer. They need DB help.
They're in a situation like that. They kind of need everything.
Except for their front seven's pretty solid.
On the defensive end, that is true. Yeah, they did hold up very well last year.
But they probably need line help. I can't really.
Offensive line help could be good.
They're really on that border of terrible and mediocrity. They're not quite mediocre and they're not quite terrible. They found a new purgatory.
A new purgatory. Oh.
Califatis to Purdue.
From Purdue
to the Vikings to the Vikings. To the Vikings.
Ah, hell.
I mean, shit. God damn it. That's all I needed. The Saints getting Jordan
Danielle Hunter.
Fuck.
So pairing him with
that crazy
George
man.
Karlaftis is not a bad idea.
The Texans getting a receiver in Jameson Williams. I mean, give David Mills every chance he can. Davis Mills. Give him every chance. Right? I feel like he's going to need it.
I suppose
the Ravens, I think, are going to be the first team to take a receiver, though. Because they're the only...
Really?
I think they're the only team that you sit down and be like, that's what they need, is their number 1 receiver.
Because I kind of like them on the corner train.
I think they need the receiver because Hollywood Brown's a number 2 guy / slot guy. I think Lamar needs a number 1 target, and we see how impactful that number 1 target can be. None of these niggas are Jamar Chase. I'm going to just say that right now. None of these dudes Jamar Chase.
They're not Jamar Chase.
But they pan out to be 2/3 of what Jamar Chase is, or 3/4 of what Jamar Chase is, that's going to help Lamar Jackson tremendously and help the Ravens win games in a godforsaken division.
That's a good point.
Because they're in war right now.
They should definitely pick up a big body. Chris Olave wouldn't be a bad idea for them.
But again, I mean, they're going to have to fight Deshaun Watson in the Browns, Joe Shiesty in the Bengals. And I guess, damn, the Steelers are the odd team out. Who would have said that 2 years ago? Mitch Trubisky in the Steelers? But the Steelers... TJ Watt in the Steelers.
TJ Watt in the Steelers, you're right.
I mean, that's going to be a dogfight division to get out of. So they're gonna have to get out of that somehow.
That would be...
The Chargers taking Trevor Penning from UNI, Northern Iowa. I like that. Give Herbert that last O-line piece he needs to stay upright. Because he has weapons. They have a defense. It's now up for the coaching to win games. They're also in a godforsaken division.
But they're looking like they're at the top of it.
Yeah, but it's still a godforsaken division of Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Derek Carr. You know how good your quarterback division has to be for Derek Carr to be the worst quarterback in your division?
It's a stark contrast from, say, the NFC South. Or the NFC East.
So the NFC South is everyone but Brady, right?
Yes.
Winston. Mariota
/ Felipe Franks.
I like how we just took Josh Rosen. We're going to put him over there.
I think Felipe Franks could win that job.
You think so? You have faith in Felipe. Well, Franks has the confidence to win that job.
Yeah, I say that as, he's a dark horse to win that job. I don't think he's going to. I think he could, though.
He has the confidence, I think.
He definitely has the confidence.
What's the last team in the NFC South again?
The Panthers.
Ah, shit.
Panthers and
Sam Darnold.
Or
Cam Newton.
/ Cam Newton.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, yeah, that's bad. NFC East is not much better.
Although I need Jameis Winston and Sam Darnold to be better than Felipe Franks.
Mariota is going to get hurt. He always gets hurt. Yeah, Felipe Franks is going to play quarterback this year. With an extended period of time. Watch this be the first year Mariota plays 17 games.
Watch Marcus Mariota have a resurgence because Kyle Pitts has 2,000 yards.
Kyle Pitts breaks the single season receiving record because he is the only target. Gets 28 targets a game out of 40 throws.
Yep. Because we lost all of our other receivers. We only have Olamide Zaccheaus on the roster.
That's another fun name to say.
I love Olamide Zaccheaus.
Zaccheaus is just the fan favorite dude. I feel like he'll be around for 10 years, just always around. Not really.
Yeah, see, the thing was, Olamide Zaccheaus was a great fourth option back when we had
options.
Julio, Calvin, and Mohamed Sanu all on the field. Oh, and also Russell Gage. So
he was a solid. Hey, yo, give one of them dudes a break. Yeah,
yes, he was great for that role.
Now he was starting.
Now he is the first option, which is absolutely horrible for our team, or great for our team, considering that we're shooting for that number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft.
All right. Well, that's enough of the American-centric football.
American football.
Also, Twitter, the Super Bowl is not the most iconic sporting event on earth. Shut up, Americans.
It is definitely not.
It is the World Cup.
It is the World Cup.
We move on. We're going to have to pour one out for the homies over at Chelsea. Kareem Benzema smoked on that pack.
As someone who supports both Barcelona and Chelsea, I hate Kareem Benzema with all my heart.
Again, we Americans, we can support multiple European teams. We have no beef in this fight. I'm here. I mean, you wanna Milan Ultra? You wanna come fight me? Come to Chicago then, please. That's all. Come to South Carolina, bro. Please, I enlighten you. I would love for you to try that shit in America. In 2026, again, they try that shit they did in the Euros in France, the England fans rioting.
Oh, the rioting?
That's a bad idea in America.
That is a pretty bad idea.
That's a bad idea. But on to the Serie A table. Some of the Champions League games for the second leg today are wrapping up. Man City is still at a 0-0 tie with Atletico. It means Atletico will be eliminated, hopefully.
Hopefully. Unless Diego
Please,
Simeone.
Luis Suarez, please do not do us. Amen. João Felix, there is no need.
There is no need.
But we're going to start with the Serie A table first.
The Serie A table.
No lie.
My boys are holding on for dear life at the top, hanging onto the Scudetto by a thread.
Inter has a game in hand and only down 2 points.
I swear,
And
if we lose the Scudetto to Inter, I'll be mad. If it's Napoli, I won't be as mad. But I do not want to lose it to Inter.
Oh Lord, their game's against Spezia. They're 15th.
Yeah, no.
It's their next game.
We just have to keep winning, which would be ideal.
Except the problem is have they
stalled out
drawn
this
the
year.
last 2 games?
Yes,
they
we've
have.
dropped points, which has been why.
Oh, against Bologna and Torino. Ooh, rough.
It's been a really rough patch where we've kind of lulled out.
It's just nice that Juventus. I mean, they're still in striking distance, but it's nice that they're not like la running away with it once again.
Yeah, they're not kicking everyone's butt. It's literally a dogfight between the superior Milan club, the fake Milan club, and Napoli.
And Napoli. And then to round out the table, Juventus is 4 points back on Napoli with 62, so they have the last Champions League spot, and they're up 5 points on Roma with 50, who has 57, and they're 2 points up on their heated rivals, Lazio. And Roma holds the Europa League spot, but Lazio has the Confederation, the bullshit third cup spot. I'm not even going to call it its proper name because it's a bullshit cup.
True.
So,
I mean,
that'd be some shit if Roma kept, their arch rivals from the Europa League. That'd be hilarious. Also, because we like to smoke on that fascist pack all the time.
We do like to smoke on that.
Because we don't like Lazio.
Also because Maurizio Sarri is totally tripping right now.
Because he's coaching Lazio right now, correct?
Yes, and he was like, "I'm a great coach." Guess who got the scoring title in Serie A with me at the helm? Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, what? Okay, thanks.
Oh, okay. Like, I think anyone could have done that. I feel like you could have done that. Me, I don't even know the damn thing about coaching a side. I could Ted Lasso in that bitch. Ronaldo. Give it to that nigga over there, bro. He'll kick it in eventually. Shit. But I mean, the rest of the Serie A table isn't really interesting. Fiorentina is 2 points off, or they have a game in hand, and they're 2 points off of that bullshit cup spot. So they can make that Europa League spot a bit more interesting.
Potentially.
Because, I mean, let's see. There's only 8 match weeks left in Serie A. So, I mean, it's in theory, Juventus. In theory, and they're still in the title hunt if everyone collapses.
Which hopefully does not occur. Hopefully the table stays as is right now.
And, Caligari has fought out of the relegation zone. It's Vicenza, Genoa, and Salernitana. The usual suspects.
It is kind of sad though to see Genoa.
Except for Genoa. Genoa is not. Genoa is like your usual mid-table team.
I wouldn't say mid-table. They're kind of like low. They're low on the table, but they're like 2 spots above relegation
always
most of the time.
But if they go down, that's tough. I mean, Salernitana has done. Everyone has done the solid of just we're getting relegated.
Nice.
I like it when just teams do that. It's really nice just to have one spot, just like
one spot.
Someone's out. On to the drama from this weekend, the Premier League table.
The Premier League table. Man City and Liverpool, Giroud.
My bad. There were 6 match weeks left. I did really bad math. I counted the team twice. I counted playing themselves twice. Sorry.
Oh.
There's
but I see there's maintaining the status quo. Man City and Liverpool, Giroud. So
2-2.
It comes down to the rest
again.
of the schedule.
Yes. Chelsea is giving themselves heart palpitations for no reason.
I like how we either lose 4-0 to Burnley. And then we can also win 6-0 against
Southampton. You lost 2-1 to Brentford. Or 4-1 to Brentford, sorry.
4-1 to Brentford.
It was Brentford.
Oh, my bad. So, I guess
Christian Eriksen's redemption tour victim.
I guess, it's fine. It's Christian Eriksen.
Tottenham has flown back into 4th somehow.
Because Mikel Arteta has absolutely collapsed. In Mikel Arteta fashion.
And they're 3 points clear of Arsenal, but Arsenal does have a game in hand. Chelsea also has a game in hand, and they're 5 points over Tottenham. So I think Chelsea's Champions League spot is still safe again, unless y'all goof.
It should be safe, or else I'll be very angry at Tuchel. But seeing as we are the superior London club, Screw both Arsenal and Tottenham.
You're winning the London trophy.
The London trophy.
And West Ham. West Ham is a London club as well.
I know, there's so many London clubs.
This is us.
Yes, we are superior. Like Crystal Palace. I love Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, the off London club.
Yes, they're the off London club, but I love them.
They have cool logo.
They're my second favorite London club.
They have a cool logo, and they had their manager dancing when they were up 1-0 in the FA Cup against Man U 4 years ago, and then they lost. To Jesse Lingard.
What a meme team, but I love them. But I would like to see Arsenal come out on top over Tottenham. I'd love that.
We don't like Tottenham in this. If you
Nobody likes Tottenham.
We're with Tottenham slander all the time. That is it. That Man U in 7th. Ragnarok. I don't whatever the fuck that nigga's name. He gone.
Ragnarok really did.
Ragnarok
to Manchester
United. Manchester is still. Don't get me wrong. That city's still red because Man City is all has 8 are the Clippers of soccer.
Yes.
No, except they've won, so they're not really the Clippers. They still are the Clippers. It's like the Chargers won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it's also weird that all 3 have blue as their primary color, and blue is in some way incorporated. And the Chargers are also light blue as well, and they're all little brother. But Man U is tied. It has a game in hand on West Ham, and they're 3 points down at Arsenal. But Arsenal has 2 games in hand on what? Because Arsenal has those COVID games earlier, so I don't know when they're making those up. I know one of them is the North London Derby. I know that. So that one's gonna matter a lot. That's gonna be must-see television.
And hopefully
Son scores a hat trick and they lose 4-3.
That would be beautiful.
Because at least Son putting up his individual numbers.
I would like to see. A Son hat trick, an Odegaard brace, Saka gets 1,
and all the dimes.
And Emile Smith-Rowe gets 1.
Yes,
that would be perfect.
And then to round out the rest of the table, Wolves, Leicester, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Aston Villa are in the middle of the table, Brentford, Southampton. Newcastle, I think, is safe now. I think the Saudis are going to be happy. They're 10 points clear.
The Saudis have more transfer windows to fix their team.
I think they're good. Leeds, and then Everton is still fighting for their fucking lives down there.
I really hope they get out of it, to be honest.
They're 4 points clear of Burnley. Norwich is not dead yet. They're only 3 points from safety, or they're 7 points from safety.
It's tough to see. I wouldn't want to see Norwich go down either.
But Norwich always goes down.
No, but our boy Jesse Marsh.
Jesse Marsh. No, Jesse Marsh is at Leeds.
Oh, he's at Leeds.
Yes,
they're both kind of yellow. It's very
Leeds is at 30. Leeds is in 16th. They're fine-ish.
They're fine-ish.
I mean, he's only lost once since he's taken. No, he hasn't lost yet since he's taken over, right?
However,
yeah. Let's see. They beat Norwich, beat Wolves, drew against Southampton, beat. Oh wait, other than the Wolves win, this is dog shit. That was literally the bottom of the table.
However, Norwich does have our boy Josh Sargent, right?
Yes.
And the young whippersnapper Max Aarons.
We don't want them playing championship football.
No.
Burnley again is 4 points from safety. And Everton needs to fight for that spot because again, it's just we will reiterate that Everton does not belong in the championship. They've never been relegated, and I need Merseyside derbies in my life.
And I need to retain some ounce of respect for Frank Lampard.
Yes, because that nigga is a goofball. Aston Villa is looking really smart from taking the other England midfielder right about now.
Yes. Okay, as a player, I would have taken Frank Lampard over Steven Gerrard.
Yes.
But I think as a manager, I would take Steven Gerrard over Frank Lampard. As much as I hate to say it.
That's a correct statement. I just remember, the thing is, I didn't get to see Frank Lampard in his prime. I wasn't watching soccer yet. I only got to see his old decrepit ass after they kind of lied to him, after they kind of used his trip at NYFC, and then they loaned him to City, which is very shady since they're the same ownership group.
I mean, he still hit absolute bangers at City when he did do anything.
But it was the fact that he told his dying mother or grandmother that he would never play for another Prem team, and he's out here scoring a banger against Chelsea. Damn, that's a bit rough, isn't it?
About to throw hands with John Terry and Ivanovic.
John in the Cahill.
Cahill.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You fucked me wife, John Terry. Well, whose wife did John Terry not fuck? Has the moral.
That is the question.
Not Drogba's. I feel like he'd be dead if it was Didier. If he messed with Didier's.
Yeah, I don't think he'd fuck with Didier.
I don't think anyone can. He's too damn nice.
I also wouldn't fuck with Ivanovic's wife either.
Oh, Ivanovic is also Eastern European.
Yes.
No.
He's
wrong.
a bad man.
Wrong option.
That is part of why that defense was gas.
I think Ashley Cole's wife would let use.
Oh my God!
Yes, I invoke the name of Ashley Cole.
I love Ashley
in our
Cole,
Lord
though.
Savior year 2022.
Yes. We love Ashley Cole. But he's way too nice.
Started the weird trend of an English player going to Roma to try to rehabilitate their career.
Yes.
And now it worked for Smalling and Abraham.
Although Abraham didn't really need to revive his career.
He was just kind of forced out.
For no reason. By inferior strikers.
Lukaku or Tebow. Kai because they play him at striker sometimes.
Kai's our best strikers, which is sad because he's not even a striker.
Is Chelsea going to keep now? We're going to keep the topic on Chelsea. Y'all are going to have no center backs going in the summer. You got to find some. Who are you targeting?
I would like us to bring back that Jules Koundé deal. I really liked that, and it was going to happen until it did not happen. Just because I think our time ran out on the window.
If I'm not mistaken, Rudiger's is going to be a free agent, right? He's not.
Yes, I think he's going to be a free agent.
He has not agreed to terms anywhere yet, correct?
Yes.
And we know Christensen is gone. He's going to be more of like a third center back type guy for Barca.
Yes.
Cup guy, occasional league starter, because they're getting older and they're also get hurt a lot.
I mean, Silva's just old.
Yeah, it's just you guys just need someone else.
But to be honest, my perfect transfer window, I would like to bring in Jules Koundé and Kalidou Koulibaly.
And now, y'all have the money for this or the legal ability to buy players.
Okay, if we get our legal ability back, then we will have the money.
Because it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar sale.
Yes.
If it's the Ricketts, again, all Chicago Cubs fans know this. I'm so sorry. They already protested against the Ricketts, by the way, in the Chelsea ultras and fans.
Yes, my boys in blue.
Yes,
we know what we're doing out in Stanford.
Fuck the Ricketts. Who was the other random Americans who were trying to buy it?
The Dodgers owner was interested.
Okay.
That was the party that I was rooting for.
Yes, I think it's the best ownership. That's the best.
But also the Jets ownership, right? Was in.
That's a mistake. The Moors, if I'm not mistaken.
The Moors, I
or
believe.
something like that.
But that's why I'm like, please, Dodgers ownership.
The Ricketts have the most money though, so.
See, but I'm hoping because they were also trying to get a group together. It's not just the Ricketts.
Yeah, so it's not like the Cubs where they're just the dictators of the Chicago Cubs.
Right. So I'm hoping that their group falls apart and they're not able to purchase Chelsea, and rather the Dodgers group pulls together and purchases them.
Because the Dodgers. He's willing to throw money at his sports teams,
which is beautiful.
The Ricketts do too, but the Ricketts are just assholes, and they're just
right. Which
they also
like to.
Yeah, and Cubs fans, the massacre of last summer.
Which is tough because despite him being a Russian oligarch, he was a great owner for the Chelsea franchise.
Yeah, Chelsea was. There's no other better way to say, they were kind of middling.
We were just
you were really the off London team.
We were the off London team.
That's sad.
Until Roman Abramovich said,
"Wait,
give me this team."
Is West Brom a London team? Is West Bromwich in London? I know Fulham
Apologies
is.
to any British people listening.
We don't know British geography. Again, we don't know
European geography that
European.
well.
Your country's the size of Michigan. It should be pretty easy to figure out where the fuck is everything, but we don't. All right, West Bromwich in the West Midlands. I don't know where that is. No, not London.
That's not London.
That is not London. Okay, they're not a London club. Sorry about that. I do know Fulham is a London club. I know that as a fact.
Fulham. Well, that's their championship now.
We're moving on to the champion. It's a great segue to the championship table. They're up. They're clear 10 points right now.
Brilliant. We love to see it.
They're clear 10 points, and if it's a double round robin, it's a 23 teams. It is a 46 game season because it's a 24 team league.
Right.
There are only 6 games left.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
And they're 10 points clear. Sure that Bournemouth has a game in hand over them, but they're 10 points clear.
We love to see it.
Other than a giant, with only you have to drop 3 of the 6, completely drop them, and Bournemouth have to win out to catch up. So
to catch up, of course.
So they're back.
We like to see them back. I would also like to see Bournemouth come back too.
Bournemouth second. They're Right now, they have 2 matches in hand on third place Huddersfield, and they are 4 points clear of them. So I think they have second place
likely
pretty well locked up. Huddersfield's third was 69. Nottingham has 67 in fourth, but they're 2 games in hand.
I see.
London Town is fifth with 65, and Sheffield is sixth with 65 as well. Same games played.
How far Sheffield United have fallen?
Blackburn and Middlesbrough, complete Middlesbrough, and have a Premier League jersey again. Have a random Middlesbrough jersey if we don't talk about it. They're only 2 and 3 points back respectfully, and Millwall is 4 points back from the last playoff spot. QPR has fallen out the race, by the way. Remember when we were talking about QPR returning? They're 11th. They're 11th now.
QPR.
West Brom was also up there, if I'm not mistaken. They're 12th.
Dang.
Swansea's 14th. The Prem teams of when we first started watching. Stoke, damn. Stoke is 15th. Damn, that's sad.
I miss Sigurdsson, Swansea.
And right, yeah. Rooney and Derby County fighting for their fucking lot. They're not getting out. They're not making out.
They're not.
Ethan, they're not making it out of the hood. They're 11 points from safety.
Wayne Rooney's just angry in the locker room.
It's not even his fault. I think with the point deduction, I think they'd be there. I think they'd be good.
Yeah.
But they were really close to administration, so... Yeah, but Peterborough, Derby County, and Barnsley are going down. It seems like Reading is 8 points clear of Barnsley to stay safe. Hull City is in 20th. Again, fighting for their lives.
Fighting for their
lives.
The
Tigers. But for those who don't know, the championship has a playoff. 1 and 2 are in automatically, and then they seed third, 6th, 4th, 5th into a hellscape playoff.
Yes.
A 2-legged playoff for the first round. And then a winner takes all for the second round, because that's how Watford. That's how the greatest damn sequence in fucking soccer history.
The most back and forth game you've ever seen in your entire life.
Do not scratch your eyes. And also the homie Troy Deeney, the people's champion. He scored a laughably small amount of goals for a number 1 striker on the team, but we like him.
But all of his goals were crucial. That was the thing.
Yes.
All of them meant something.
But so right now, as if it happens today, it's Huddersfield, Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest, Luton Town, and Nottingham Forest would be great to see back in the Premier League.
It's been a while for them.
It's been a while, and I mean, again, they have a lot more Champions Leagues than a lot of your favorite teams. They have 2.
They have 2
back to back.
They used to be the creme de la creme
of England. That is
of Europe.
Of Europe. That's
now they are
the championship. I'm trying to think. What's a big team that has less than PSG? Don't got a Champions League, right? They don't got a European. They have 0.
PSG has none.
They have more than your favorite team.
Yes.
They got more than City. How many does City have? 0. And more than my favorite team. How much Chelsea have? Chelsea has 3? Chelsea has a European Cup. Chelsea got it before the Champions League, right?
I think Chelsea has 2.
We're going on a quick detour to see Champions League winners.
Champions League winners.
Does
Manchester United only have 1?
They have the one in '99 because that was Osaskar's. That was Gunners. That was Gunners' game winner against Bayern.
Yeah,
I know that one. They should have 2, right?
Should have 2.
Oh, they do have 2. They had one in the 60s. Okay.
Oh, they had one in the 60s. Oh my goodness.
Because they have them. Okay, so Real Madrid won the first 5 in a row.
Okay.
But the more modern time, I want to see the team who's been in it the most and hasn't won. So Real Madrid has the most. They have 13 titles and only 3 losses. So they're 13 and 3 in the Champions League finals. Fucking, that's tough. AC Milan, 7 titles, 4 runners up. Bayern Munich has 6, 5 runners up though.
Okay.
I think that Liverpool has 6 with 3 runners up. Barca 5, Ajax 4. Man U has 3, 68, 99, and 08. I knew there was one more.
08?
08. They played... Let me go see real quick. I think it was the last Ronaldo year.
Yeah.
They played Chelsea... Oh, it wasn't the fucking disgrace game. But they played Chelsea. And they won in pens. Fucking disgrace.
Oh, no.
When was fucking disgrace? Where's that? I know they were playing Barca. Wait. Which one, was that a semifinal game? The fucking disgrace game? Or was that
The disgrace game?
when, it's a fucking disgrace. Drogba. Was that a semifinal against Barca?
Yes, that was a semifinal.
I'm looking it up now because we want to get this.
Was that not the year that Barca won?
07, Barca won in 08-09. They did beat Man U the next year. So yeah, the Chelsea Barca game was oh yeah, because that was the year when they beat Man U, and they beat Man U in 2010-11. That should have been Chelsea's year. That was the fucking disgrace year, because then Chelsea came back and won it the next year.
Yes.
And they beat Bayern.
Okay.
And then, of course, the most recent winner is when you smoked on my team's pack.
Smoked on your team's pack.
Damn. Shit.
Kai Havertz. The striker who's not a striker.
Oh my damn. But Man U has 3, Inter has 3, Juventus has 2, and 7 runners up.
They've been very close.
Their 2 are from 85 and 96. Benfica has 2 and 5 runners up. Chelsea has 2 and the 1 runners up in 08.
Right.
Nottingham has 2 again, back to back, 79-80. Porto has 2. Of course, the famous Marino 04 team. Celtic has 1 in the 60s, and who has the most? Rems has 2 appearances. They were both in the 50s. Valencia has 2 appearances, back-to-back finals appearances, 2000 and 2001. Valencia? Yes, and the Atletico has made it to the final the most out winning. They're 0 for 3.
Atletico's made it to the final the
most
out winning.
Judging by Man City, and by judging by the end game results. That shit ain't changing this year. Our boys are going to the semifinal. I don't want to see Villarreal.
You don't want to see Villarreal?
Actually, I don't want to see Benzema either. Fuck.
You're going to see one of them eventually.
That's true. by mathematics, yes, I will have to see one of them. That's not good. Who is the 4th Champions League team? Then, because it should be happening today, right? Let's see,
because...
Oh, Liverpool.
Oh, right, Liverpool.
Oh, God damn it. God! Fuck it, give me Villarreal. Fuck it.
Leave Villarreal.
Fuck it. At least Uri Emery would have a great story if he beats Real Madrid. Oh, my God. Arsenal fans are going to seethe.
Arsenal fans are going to seethe. To be honest, I would love to see it. It'd be amazing if Villarreal could win the Champions League.
Aston Villa has a European Cup. What? Okay, they're 82. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Aston Villa was good once upon a time.
Then they chose what was that big? They chose Tim Sherwood over fuck. The old manager they used to have, Tim Sherwood, he was one of their midfielders. I know they didn't sign a certain midfielder because they said we already have Tim Sherwood.
Vieira? That was just a total guess. That must be wrong.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out who it was. I think the last 7 games, and we're gonna move a little basketball before we hop on off. The last 7 games for City and Liverpool. Liverpool's got United this game week. City's got Brighton. I mean, They should both be wins. City has Watford. Liverpool has Everton. The only thing that gives Everton hope of a draw is that it's a rivalry game. But they were both ass as well. So
I wouldn't put anything past a rivalry game though in football.
Yeah. So that should be. I mean, City's playing Watford. Liverpool might drop points. I don't think they're going to lose. They might drop points. They could lose. Newcastle versus Liverpool and Leeds versus City. Leeds is hot. You might drop points against Leeds.
Our boy Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, they might cool down by then. And Newcastle, that should be a win for Liverpool.
We would think so.
Then the last hope for Liverpool, for City fans to ice it.
The decrepit Tottenham Hotspur.
The decrepit Tottenham Hotspur against Liverpool.
The distraught Antonio Conte.
Just yelling at the sky. Am I a good coach, God?
Am I a good coach?
Am I? Am I a good coach? Am I? Son just chilling. I score goals, man.
I score goals.
Then Villa versus Liverpool, Wolves versus City, which has a because that might be the toughest match City has left. Oh no, West Ham is the toughest match City has left.
But feasibly, it looks like there aren't really any challenges for City. So it seems like City's worst opponent at this point is themselves.
Yes, which it's Pep Guardiola and it's Manchester City. Yes, that.
You'll sure be ashamed to see. Oh no, is that Jimenez? Oh no, what has he done to John Stones? Oh my God!
Is that Jimenez? Oh my God, is that him? Absolutely destroyed. Oh, John Stones is on the ground. It'll be some bullshit like Blade of Grass again.
Blade of Grass.
Tim Sherwood's reign over Aston Villa. He drove them into the ground because he just needed to keep starting Christian Benteke. After he got hurt. And then Liverpool bought Christian Benteke. That was a really odd when the Liverpool's Suarez replacement search for a lot of years.
Yes. And then they end up with Daniel Sturridge for the longest time.
We like Daniel Sturridge, except he also got hurt way too much.
Yeah. And then his transfer, after his transfer away from Liverpool, he was doing okay for a time. However, he sort of phased out.
Oh, yeah, it was Zinedine Zidane. That's who they didn't sign.
Zidane. I knew it was a French dude.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we have Tim Sherwood. Like, Aston Villa fans, ooh, just wolves. Pain.
I knew it was a French guy. I was so close. Not at all, but kind of.
Then we'll move on to the other world sport of basketball. How's the couch feeling this year?
The couch, it's very relaxing being here. Y'all could have asked me any time. I told y'all, yep, I was going to be here.
I didn't think they were going to be there. I really thought they were going to sneak into that play-in. But they did not. They did not.
Anytime, after Christmas, I could have told you we were going to be here.
What went wrong? Let's go through it. What went wrong? As from a Lakers fan perspective, not the radio guys, not the talking heads. From a fan's perspective, sitting here, what went wrong? And when did you know it was going to go wrong?
There's
a lot of. I see. There's a lot of webs going on in your eyes.
So the three main things that are all kind of tied together is what hurt our defense was we lost Jason Kidd as a head coach, and then
assistant, yeah.
To
a head coach, yeah.
Yeah, to a head coaching job, and then we lost Caruso and KCP in our acquisition of Russell Westbrook. So Russell Westbrook not fitting, as well as losing our defensive pieces, as well as our defensive mastermind, made everything bad. Because we were a defensive team, and then now we could not play defense. So we lost our identity.
And then you didn't lose. And then you didn't gain offense because your spark plug on the bench bumped his knee on a coffee table and did not play the whole season.
Yes, and then our other spark plug was not enough apparently.
Malik Monk, one of the few legitimate bright spots on the Lakers season.
Malik Monk was a bright spot,
and LeBron's season was really good.
LeBron had a fantastic season for naught.
Street Clothes was doing street clothes shit.
He was in street clothes for most of the season. It was actually one of his worst seasons regarding his injury history.
And I mean, wasn't the whole team except for Westbrook in street clothes when you went and saw him?
Yes, because LeBron was actually resting that game too.
So you're just sitting there, damn, I'm watching Russell Westbrook.
It was really funny that we almost won. Although it was incredibly poetic for the fact that Russell Westbrook bricked the game winner on a 3-point attempt.
And I mean,
after he tied it up.
I mean, there were other bright spots on the Lakers. I mean, not many others. I mean, you guys have a lot of good.
Austin Reeves, great pickup.
You replaced your white boy.
We replaced the white boy.
Should have never given up the first white boy though.
We really shouldn't have. That's why whenever they say we should have gotten Buddy Hield, I'm like, yes, we should have, because we could have retained KCP and Caruso and been a much better team.
Or DeRozan. You could have had so many. You could really have what the Bulls did to fix their season.
I feel like
no, you could have had the depth that the Bulls fixed their season with, plus LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I mean, in theory, Anthony Davis can play defense, unlike Vucevic. In theory.
In theory.
Has it happened since the bubble? Not really.
Not really.
He also, because I think since the bubble, he's really forgotten he's 6'10", in 245, 250.
Because in his mind, he's a fragile human being who is on the verge of getting hurt every single night. Which is true, but I don't need him to think that.
But I guess I can say it went wrong when they got so old, and I just didn't get the Russell Westbrook acquisition. It just felt like LeBron wanted to play with his friend. And
that's true.
Le GM makes more wrong moves than good moves.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh my god, the Andrew Wiggins Kevin Love trade was so smart. Kevin Love didn't really do much for the Cavs. Championship wins. Win. Singular win. That was Kyrie.
That was very much Kyrie.
Bag. And now, don't get me wrong, if Kelly Olynyk doesn't pull Kevin Love's shoulder out of its socket, they probably win in 2015. And if Kyrie's knees don't disintegrate, or if the Bulls would have won and fucking Tyronn Lue didn't fucking hold. Okay, I'm not going back to 2015 playoffs. I can't do it. It's a rant that everyone's heard a million times. I'm sorry. But Kevin Love didn't really do much for the. Sure, having Wiggins there wasn't going to help you in any way.
Yeah, oddly enough, it felt like Tristan Thompson was more important to that team.
Yeah, just being him and Mozgov just being the defensive anchors.
Yeah.
And then the
Cavs
they
helped.
Yeah, and the Cavs made a smart decision to overpay the serial Dalter over the Russian. They let you guys seriously overpay the Russian.
Mitch Kupchak, what an idiot.
And this was during the Bus family struggle. Oh, is that 20?
Yes.
That was 20. Oh, it's been going on since 2013.
It's been going on since then.
So from what I've read, Jerry Buss left the team to all his kids, but Janine Janine was the only one working every day in the organization, right?
Yes, Jeannie was doing the hard work.
The hard work.
The hard work. Fucking Phil Jackson until he get a coach.
Yes.
But no.
Man, Winning Time Season 2, they already greenlit it for Season 2.
Really?
Winning Time Season 2 is going to be fucking wild if it gets past the 90s.
The 90s. That
shit's going to be... Okay, beyond the point. Winning Time, go watch it. Great show. Except they may have slandered Jerry West's name, and that's not okay, but it's also kind of funny at the same time, so...
I'm angry at him for betraying us now he's on the Clippers. Leading them to victory.
But Jeannie... Then they wanted to buy Jeannie out, and Jeannie is like,
yes,
no.
Jeannie was like, no.
I control the team.
Yes.
And it's been the Game of Thrones struggle ever since. Who the fuck is Rob Pelinka in all this, by the way? It just feels like a random Hollywood nigga.
He kind of is. I mean, he was just...
Wasn't he an agent?
He was Kobe's agent.
Oh, okay.
So that's about the same.
And then he just kind of matriculated into the Lakers organization?
Yes. Because, he was Kobe's agent, so he became friends with Jeannie. Because Kobe's been there for so long, and then Rob didn't really have to do much, He
just had to be like, hey, just fax Kobe the contract. He's gonna sign it. Oh, okay.
Yes. So I mean, and then hey, we need someone to be GM and president because Magic didn't want to do it and he wasn't doing a good job.
President of player ops.
So hey, Rob,
Magic
comes hither.
I'm not gonna be here anymore. Not gonna be here. He was not.
Actually, I was doing a terrible job. Never mind.
It's not.
He was okay. No, never mind.
It's not the. At least you're not the Kings.
We are not the Kings. That's true.
At least you're not ran by Vlade Divac and Veni Renardive. Renardive. That's the owner.
He has a very hard name. But
that's the other one who wanted to buy Chelsea. It was him.
It was him.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes, he's one of the groups.
So really, there's only one good prospect for my boys in blue.
Okay, take the Ricketts over. At least the Ricketts won a ring. Shit.
True.
At least they built a winner and brought the lowly Cubs.
To be fair, if they decide to just throw money at Chelsea, I think eventually
just micromanage the Cubs still. And just be
eventually it'll
here, Peter, check. Here's $300 million. Go nuts.
To be honest, I think if they do that, it'll be fantastic.
If Peter Cech is effectively the owner like he is right now.
If Peter Cech's effectively the owner and they just give him hilarious amounts of money, we'll have
because Peter Cech is a great player ops guy.
Peter Cech
because he's effectively a GM, right? In American sports terms.
Yes, he reminds me of the Suns GM.
Who is it? Who be that?
The Suns GM was a former. Although Peter Cech was a very, very good player, the Suns.
James Jones, yeah.
James Jones was.
I know the fuck James Jones is. I forgot he was a GM.
He has a very regular person name, so I forget his name.
But James Jones, very important 3-point shooter on them Heat teams.
Very important.
And then LeBron's friend on the Cavs.
Yes, he was a great role player, who's now turned into a very good GM.
I think soccer is a bit different than the American sports that star players can transition into good coaches.
Yeah.
That is very rare in American sports. Because, I mean, Pep Guardiola was a great player. Diego Simeone was a great... I mean, they're not like... I mean, Pep had Spain appearances. Diego had Argentina caps, right?
If you want to make it easier for yourself, Zidane was a good coach.
Zidane was a good coach, and he's a top 25, 50 player, whatever you want to say.
I'll put him top 25.
Top 25 player of all time. So, that doesn't happen in American sports. Bill Russell might be like the last Bill Russell, Rudy Tomjanovich was a great player and a great coach. And Rudy Tomjanovich would be a Hall of Fame player if Kermit Washington didn't damn near kill him.
Yeah.
But most NBA coaches that were players were mid players,
Very
bro.
mid
They were.
players.
Phil Jackson was nothing but a goddamn goon on the Knicks. All he did was fight people.
Yep.
And was a body. He was big Patrick Beverly. He was hippie Patrick Beverly.
Steve Kerr was Michael Jordan's Austin Reeves.
Yes. Hey, white boy, shoot it.
White boy, shoot it.
He did. And he hit a couple good shots. Also, it's like Steve Kerr.
Game winners.
Steve Kerr is like top 5 in like all-time 3-point percentage, but he was also taking like a lot less than the dudes
He wasn't taking that many, yeah. And most of his were all catch and shoot.
Jason Kidd has been an okay coach. I wouldn't call him a great coach because I mean he was
to win something.
He was the thing that was holding the Bucks back.
Yeah.
But what are some good players who've been coaches recently that just haven't panned out? Okay, Michael Jordan was effectively GM coach of the Wizards, and that was a shit show because Kwame Brown's confidence was murdered by Michael Jordan.
Good players.
Other than Jason Kidd, right?
Steve Nash.
To be decided. Steve Nash has to. If Steve Nash doesn't win shit with this team, he's one of the worst coaches of all time.
To be decided. Yeah. I will say
Doc Rivers was an all-star caliber player, but he wasn't. He was a 1-2-time all-star.
Yeah, that doesn't
So I mean,
count.
he's right above. He's above mid, but he's not a great. He's not like an all-time. He's not Peter Cech. Peter Cech's the Prem's best ever goalkeeper.
Yes.
And he might be one of the best He might be one of the best goalkeepers to ever play. When you break down a whole career, he might be. I mean, you got who's the Russian nigga? Oh, who's the Russian nigga with the cap? Oh, what's his name? Oh my God, it's the damn reward's named after him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God,
it's eluding me.
Soviet Union motherfucker. He the best, right?
Yeah.
And you got your David Seaman. Casillas. I think Cech's in that conversation. I really do.
I think I'd put Cech over Casillas. I think Casillas is
slightly overrated.
I think Casillas is overrated in that conversation. He was a great goalkeeper, to my dismay.
But
no, I loved watching that.
I like Olivier Kahn's in that conversation.
Kahn's, of course, in that conversation.
And Kahn's also another great GM because he GMs Bayern.
Yes.
With his crazy ass. Also, I think the last goalkeeper to wear a hat on the field. I think he just wore like a trucker hat.
Yeah, to wear a hat.
He wore a trucker hat.
Yes.
While yelling at his defenders and the ref. Again, I would not want to make a defensive error and then see the ball in the back of the net, and I'm just like, after getting mixed on the ground, I'm just like getting up, and Olivier Kahn is walking to me.
Olivier Kahn.
Speaking mad German. Bad.
Thank goodness Jerome Boateng and Olivier Kahn were not at the same timeline. Or else Jerome Boateng would have been murdered.
Dead. I would have gotten racist. Somehow, Olivier Kahn would have just been unhinged.
Yes.
Because, as he should be.
Because imagine if instead of Neuer in goal, it was Kahn in goal when Messi sapped all of the talent from Jerome Boateng's body and scored on them.
When Boateng regressed to the level of his brother in one game.
Yes.
His brother that doesn't really even associate with him because of this national allegiance.
Yes.
Because Kevin Prince was like, you must represent the homeland. Jerome, I want to win shit. Kevin Prince has been fuming at Ghana ever since. While Jerome got to hoist the trophy.
Hoist the trophy once.
He hosted the trophy, so.
Yes.
And got some Champions League, so.
Plenty of Champions Leagues.
So he's doing good for himself.
He
did good for himself. He's not doing so good anymore.
Yeah, he's still on Bayern.
Yeah, but
True. I don't know. Returning to the NBA.
Yes, the playoffs. Oh, we're talking about the play-in game yesterday. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. Shit was comedy. You know, women gluing themselves to the floor. We had your normal Patrick Beverly antics. We had Karl Anthony Towns doing Jack Diddley shit because the nigga couldn't stop fouling out of the game. We had Anthony Edwards, backpack, neck, back, shoulders. Yes. Him and D'Lo hard carrying the team. We had the Clippers folding yet again. Paul George not have a great night.
Paul George not being clutch.
But Patrick Beverly's antics.
We love to see it.
He really celebrated like he won the NBA Finals.
To be honest, watching that video and then like how the TNT crew put "We Are the Champions" over it, it was just pure comedy. It's amazing. It's like everything you love about Pat Bev. It's awesome.
I hope they win a game against. I hope the Grizzlies series is good.
I think it will.
I read that the NBA should just ban Patrick Beverly from playing defense on Ja Morant in the playoffs to save Ja Morant's health because I want
Ja Morant to jump straight over Pat Beverly, like just clear him.
Him. Do Vince Carter his ass.
Yes, and I want to see because I love to see how Pat Bev would try to regain his honor, like how he would try to regain.
I think Ja Morant's career is ending right after that because while he's hanging on the rim, Pat Bev might just rip the nigga off the rim and just break all of the bones in his body.
No, see, but I feel like it should be comedy. Like Pat Bev would try to end his career, but he would fail. Like he would just end up like pulling Ja's pants down.
And then it's like Malice at the Palace.
Let's see.
In Memphis, it's just fucking. Oh damn, that team would have. They're gonna make Steven Adams just gonna fucking square up against Cats and be like, you know what?
No, it's gonna be Jaren Jackson Jr. and Cat boxing it out. And Steven Adams coming in to break up the fight as Patrick Beverly tries to beef with Steven Adams and it's not working.
Steven Adams just picks up Patrick Beverly like a child, moves him out of frame.
I need this to happen now.
And then the Nets soundedly beat the Cavs. Cavs had a little comeback attempt there at the end of the game. But
that makes me sad.
I wanted the Cavs to win. I really did, but the expected outcome happened.
I suppose. I mean,
the Nets have the Celtics.
The Celtics are winning.
I think the Celtics will win that series.
The Celtics are winning.
Unless Kyrie. Kyrie in Boston is gonna make or break this. Because if Kyrie shows up on his revenge mission, his Hotep revenge mission of whatever the fuck them Celtics fans did to him, and he wants to win the series, I think that's the X factor here. I don't think Ben Simmons is coming back, so
I don't know. Well, I think if Ben Simmons does even come back, I think he's not going to be very good. I don't think the Nets are going to play well around him. I don't know. It's hard, you know.
And I think the Celtics are just a more cohesive team, better coached team. They look rough, and they came. They've had a whirlwind of a season.
They've had a rough
patch. You cannot tell me after they did not get a single rebound in the fourth quarter against the Bulls and Marcus Smart blamed the loss on his two best players. I was like, damn, these niggas are gonna collapse.
See, but the fact that they went through that patch and have come out on a pretty good streak is what makes them scary. Is the fact that they've overcome.
Well, they came back and they come back as the 2 seed.
Right, which makes them scary. Like they have overcome the hard part and they're now here. Like. The hard part's done.
Yes.
It's scarier than a team that's been hot all season and you're waiting for them to fall off. Like, we've already seen the Celtics fall off and now they're back already.
And also, and then, I mean, the Sixers, Raptors, poor Raptors.
It'll be an interesting series. I don't think they're going to get swept, but I mean,
no Matisse in Toronto is going to be tough for the Sixers.
That's true.
He's not vaccinated. Toronto does not letting them play. So... Toronto has a more than home court advantage. They have an actual tangible advantage.
The Toronto fans are back.
And Jurassic Park will be back.
Jurassic Park will be back. I mean...
And then the Heat are taking out the Hawks or the Hornets. My bad. Hawks, Hornets, or Cavs.
Hawks, Hornets, or Cavs.
It'll be tougher against the Cavs, obviously, because that'll probably be the best East playoffs in a long time. Where all 8 teams...
Cavs?
Well, like from top to bottom, like all... Not the series, like just all 8 teams in the East. For the first time in a while, where it's like you could conceivably... There's a road for each of them to make the finals.
Oh, for sure.
If it's the Cavs that get in 8. If it's the Hawks or Hornets, absolutely fucking not. They're getting swept. Oh, no, they're getting gentlemen swept. They're winning a game. Because Trae Young and LaMelo Ball's energy will not let them get swept.
I think...
Or the Heat not the
LaMelo
sweep?
Ball. Well, I think the
Are they-
Hornets
are
are
the
getting gentlemen swept. I think the Hawks have a chance.
Do you think the Hawks have a chance?
Hawks have a dark horse chance, I think.
Is it because they also
By the
have
sheer power
of Trae Young and the
of
big man
Trae Young.
and a big man advantage?
Yes.
And I guess the Hawks are a pretty deep team. They just Nate McMillan's been trying. I mean, they've been dogged by injury
And if
and age too.
right, so like I think if the Hawks shooters are hot, they can outshoot the Heat.
Also, Tom Thibodeau robbed us of a Hawks-Knicks play-in game, and I'm fucking mad about it still. I know LaMelo wouldn't have gotten a chance this year, but still, I can't be mad about I want my Trae Young New York matchup. The
It'll
beef
come
was
back.
so good.
I think it might come back eventually
Hopefully.
because Trae Young is young,
Yes.
pun not intended,
The Knicks still have to get... So we're fine.
and the Knicks will.
Here's
the
the
Knicks
thing.
will
It
be
doesn't
back.
matter where Trae Young goes. He just has to stay in the East. Anywhere. Because the beef will
Yeah,
stay.
he's not leaving Atlanta.
No, but again, no matter where Trae Young goes, his beef with the Knicks will continue.
Oh yes, because he is the villain, not the Hawks.
Yes.
So I think, and the Knicks will definitely be back. RJ hopefully will be
RJ is probably my most pleasant surprise this year.
RJ.
Because I thought RJ looked like a god. RJ was giving me Kevin Knox who played defense vibes his first year when he was just chucking shots up. But I have to remember that rookies do that. And my brain goes to the worst when looking at other teams' rookies.
I don't know.
When I look at my rookies, I'm like looking at my favorite teams. Like, yeah, they got time. They'll get better.
I always had my faith for RJ Barrett.
But I guess I had he was the number one player in the country coming out of high school, and there was a reason why he was ranked over Zion, and there's a good reason.
Because there were still flashes of his talent, so I was sure and I could see the things that needed to be fixed were just kind of rookie things, shot selection,
I'm
learning the game of basketball.
Is Kevin Knox still on the Knicks? No, he's on the Hawks now.
No, he's on the Hawks.
Oh yeah, because he was part of the Cam Reddish
The
trade.
Cam Reddish trade. But I knew that he could get there, so I always had my faith in him.
And then the last series in the East is one of conflicting emotion for me, of course. Giannis Antetokounmpo is my favorite player. He's playing my team.
He's playing your team.
And Giannis cooked the dog shit out of my team all 4 years. All 4 games. Hell, all damn years I've watched Giannis, for the exception of the 2015 playoffs. And the other problem is that every Greek athlete in my apartment has damn superpowers when I watch them. Like Volodonsky in UFC 273, his parents are Macedonian and Greek.
Yeah.
Cook the Korean zombie.
Okay, so what you have to do now is you have to only watch the games at a bar or someone else's house.
Watch it
So that
on
way
my
it's
phone.
neutral
Watch it
ground.
on my phone on the Triumph Charlotte FC game
Yes.
for game 2. But the problem is that the Bulls do not have anything resembling a Giannis stopper. Patrick Williams is going to try his best, and he will try very well. He won't do shit. He's getting 30 dropped on his
The
forehead.
thing is, you don't need.
To be fair, we did not have Patrick Williams in any of the other matchups with Giannis. Well, the last one he did, but he was still coming back.
Right. Well, no, Patrick Williams is not going to stop Giannis by himself.
Yes.
But the game plan to stop Giannis is kind of simple. It's not very easy. It's simple. It's just you have to hope that it's contingent on on the players around him not being able to shoot well that game.
Yeah.
So you can just clump in the paint and he can't really do anything except shoot.
And the other problem is with no Lonzo, we can't take Drew Holiday out of the equation.
That's the thing is, I think if you had Lonzo, you'd have a great chance.
Yeah.
You don't have Lonzo, so I think y'all are kind of screwed.
It's gonna be Io and Caruso running, bro.
I mean, it's not totally out of the picture for Drew
I've been joking
or Chris to just be cold.
Yeah, I've been joking that it's gonna be like a 4-0 sweep. It's not, but I think it's gonna be done in 6 Bucks. I really do. I don't. And it's really the problem is that Vucevic can't do shit defensively and is so streaky offensively.
Right.
Plus, he's going to either have Giannis or Bobby Portis or Brook Lopez. All 3 are good defensive centers guarding, or not defensive big men guarding him.
Right.
And at least if Brook gets run, at least we can just put Vooch over there.
Put Vooch over there.
And worry about it. And then the other problem is that without Lonzo, there's no way to hide Zach LaVine in this. But I think the offensive talent of DeMar DeRozan's middies and Zach LaVine's god-awful shots and Vooch's random 20-point game will be fine for 2 games.
Y'all will come back with 2 games out of it. That's a fair.
This has the possibility of being a really great series, though.
I think it could be a good series at least.
All right, we'll have to talk about the West real quick.
Yes.
Okay, the Suns, they're sweeping whatever the fuck of these next two teams. I'm not even gonna talk about that shit. Grizzlies, Clippers, Grizzlies, Timberwolves. I think Grizzlies get out of it in 5 hard fought ass games. Like they're gonna be like brutal. They're gonna be close. Hard fouls, niggas diving everywhere. But it's gonna be 5 games. It's gonna be a lot of yelling.
I can agree with
a lot
that
of yelling.
I can agree with that statement.
5 games.
You know, Pat Bev is going to be at the forefront of it, of being a menace, and then Ja's going to have his 50-point games per usual.
Then the next Warriors Nuggets is interesting.
Warriors Nuggets is interesting.
Jamal Murray is not going to be back in time, correct? He was doing those rehab games but I don't think he is going to make it in the first round.
I don't care though. Jamal Murray. Warriors are taking that series.
Oh wait, he might. He might come back. It's still even with Jamal Murray. Warriors win.
Jamal Murray.
Does Jamal Murray
Warriors win
in 5, 6, 7, 4?
No, not 4 because of the power of the MVP, Nikola Jokic.
Yes. Also, we agree on that. Jokic is the MVP of the National Basketball Association.
He did not put up. What was it?
The best season ever.
2,500 and
like literally the best all around season the NBA players ever had.
Yes. To not be named MVP, and if he does not win MVP, I'll be mad. That is
if he does not win MVP, it better go to like Ja or Curry. Honestly, Ja's my second MVP, only because he's led his team to that many wins. Actually, no, they did win a lot without him too. Shit, I should remember that. I like Ja a lot though, so.
Honestly, it has to be Vooch. Not Vooch. No, it has to be Jokic.
It had Jokic. Probably. I mean, your actual 1, 2, 3 should probably be Jokic, Embiid, Giannis. Should be your rundown of MVP.
Yes, that's fair. That's actually how I would have it stacked up as well.
But Jokic should do it. One of the best seasons of NBA basketball ever. It doesn't matter that he played in fucking Denver and like no one really watched it. That's your fault for not watching it. And
he did single-handedly
to the casual Twitter niggas out there.
Of course.
Again, it's a lot of y'all. Y'all have a bad Twitter fan base.
We really do. I hate our fan
It's also because all the Braun Twitter niggas joined up.
Yes, I don't know. We combined the Lakers fan base with the LeBron fan base, and now it's just a mosh pit of like awful fans.
Okay. I was gonna say Mavs in 5 before they played Luka the last game for some godforsaken reason. He strained his calf.
Because they're playing the Jazz.
Will Luka be back? There is no timetable. Shit, that's not... Well, if there's no timetable, shit, Jazz in 6. The Mavs are not a great team without Luka.
The Mavs are an awful team without Luka.
It's really going to be Jalen Brunson and Dorian Finney-Smith running around.
But there's something really off about the Jazz this season.
It's chemistry.
Yeah, which gives me...
Because Donovan Mitchell does not like Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert will be shipped off in some way, shape, or form next year.
Yeah.
Because I would keep Donovan Mitchell over Rudy Gobert. If they choose Rudy Gobert over Donovan Mitchell, fuck everything about the Utah's general management.
Yes.
Because if you can find a center who does 3/4 of what Rudy Gobert does for a quarter of the price.
Mm-hmm. Very easily.
They're around.
Especially if that price is Donovan Mitchell.
Yes. Donovan Mitchell's don't come up. He's not a dime a dozen.
They really aren't.
But yeah, they just have eternal strife. There's just something isn't clicking for the Jazz. And it's the fact that their entire defensive system is exposed whenever the team has a good shot creator.
Yes.
When you're playing against if you're playing a team like the Spurs, team-oriented basketball, Rudy Gobert is great because you're not going to have people breaking down your defense and forcing switches.
Which is why I think since stuff like team chemistry is going to be very important in the playoffs, I think the Mavs could actually hold out until Luka comes back.
Luka's going to force his way back on, no matter what. Well, it depends on the calf strain. He may not be able to make it. And they're gonna be
I don't think it's that serious.
they're gonna be iffy about it just to keep the Jazz thinking because they have to keep coaching for Luka.
Right.
They're not gonna just outright say he's out for the first series. No, they're gonna be maybe. He's always gonna be doubtful, you know.
Right.
So he may not actually be good until the second round, but that's gonna hurt. And who knows? Maybe Jason Kidd is a good defensive coach. If he can game plan Donovan Mitchell out of that fucking offense, he has a chance.
That's all he needs to do.
And Jalen Brunson can be the man to do it. They just need people to step up to do to take all of Luka's jobs.
A combination of
rebounding, assisting, scoring.
I mean, a combination of Jalen Brunson and Tim Hardaway Jr. could slow down Donovan Mitchell enough for the Mavs to have a great chance.
Keep the games low scoring. Slow that shit all the way down.
Right. And
like this will be the worst. If they do that, this will be the worst series to watch on TV. If Donovan, these are gonna be awful basketball games.
Oh, they're definitely gonna be awful basketball games.
But they're gonna be basketball games nonetheless.
They'll be awful in the sense that the basketball played will probably be awful, but they're gonna be really close.
Yeah.
So as a neutral fan, it'll be very entertaining to
watch. It'll be really entertaining to be like, the fourth quarter. Let's give it a watch.
Yes.
Getting there is gonna be pain. True. Now, who do you have winning? Just for fun, Pelicans or Spurs in the play-in? Who do you got winning? I think Spurs. I think the Pelicans have had a really good post All-Star break. I'm going with the Pels.
The Pels.
I think the Pels have the inside, have the advantage on the inside. I mean, it'll be it's really DeJounte Murray and Brandon Ingram matchup. Who's gonna show up better in this do or die game?
Yeah,
it's the first situation either of these players have been in too.
That is true. I just think the Spurs have a better all-around defense, which really helps in a 7-game series.
Also, Greg Popovich. That can't go out like this.
It's hard to bet against Pop.
He can't go out like this.
It's hard to bet against Pop.
He can't go out like this.
He really can't.
Also, can he go out in any of these ways? It's going to be sad in all three scenarios.
Yes.
He loses the first play-in, he loses the second play-in, or he gets swept by the Suns. Okay, knowing Pop, he'll win one bullshit game in San Antonio.
Oh, he will, for sure.
He'll have some smart-ass game plan for Chris Paul that will work for one game.
It's going to be a chess match between Chris Paul and Popovich.
It's not going to be Monty Williams. Monty Williams always getting up with his glass. No, it's just going to be Chris Paul and Popovich fucking with each other for.
Yes, Monty Williams is a great head coach.
Monty Williams is a great head coach, but Chris Paul the head assistant.
Yes,
Chris Paul might be able to buck that trend, by the way, of great NBA players not ending up being good coaches.
Oh, for sure, I definitely.
Even though I can see Chris Paul being more of a management role, more so than a coach.
Me also, I think
since he is the president of the players' union, he has experience with the administrative side of shit. He can definitely go into the front office, but that's also going to be him crossing the picket line. That's going to be a lot of odd. Well, actually, not really with management. They're not ownership, so
we'll see.
But it also doesn't happen in the NFL. I mean, a lot of NFL coaches were barely college players.
That's also true.
Like I think.
It was even worse in the NFL.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Belichick was like a D3 player. Andy Reid was a D2 or D3 guy. It was Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson was a D1 QB, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And this even goes to college. I mean, Dabo Swinney caught one whole pass at Alabama.
Yep.
Nick Saban, I can't even tell you if he played football. I'm going to be real with you.
Oh, he did. I just don't know if he did it at the collegiate level.
Let's see. He was a quarterback at Northeast Louisiana. Oh, they're ULM now, University of Louisiana Monroe.
Okay.
And he played in the NFL. He played for the Dolphins for 4 years.
Oh,
he was a backup for the Packers. He was Farr's backup.
Oh, it's Farr's backup. Nice.
So, I mean, he was in the league, but yeah, not a great player. But he was in the NFL on, like, a lot of the... I'm trying to think of the most recent... Sean McVay was the best player in Georgia over Calvin Johnson in high school at quarterback through some miracle.
We saw how long that lasted.
Didn't he play QB at, like, Kent State, somewhere like that? A MAC school, McVay?
I remember it was something like
that. Yeah, it was like, but like, no, and then he went straight into coaching after his college career.
Mm-hmm.
See, other Super Bowl winning head coaches. Bruce Arians, I don't remember being an NFL player. Again, if he was, he wasn't, a Pro Bowler or anything, an All-Pro guy.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Because, you could think of, no, he was, he played at VT as the starting quarterback. Oh no. We're not gonna read those out. 44%, three touchdowns, 9 and outs.
That's pretty rough.
They played a wishbone offense though, because it was the '70s. So
nice.
that nigga was just that nigga was when he was handoff and run. But I just can't imagine, Bruce Arians, kind of rotund now, not even the head coach of the Bucs anymore.
Nope,
it's Todd Bowles now.
Retired.
But you could think of the Mike Singletary disaster for the 49ers. Hall of Fame linebacker.
Yeah.
You do not want to have Kevin Knox's name up. I'll just keep Bruce Arians' Wikipedia page up for the video. Oh my God.
The closest thing I can think of is John Lynch.
Mike Ditka.
Mike
Ditka wasn't even a great.
John Lynch was a really good player.
John Lynch was he's a manager.
He's a manager. So
but good players are better suited for management roles because they are always consulted. The great players are consulted on personnel all the time.
Yeah.
They have an idea of what goes on up there before most people, and they're better suited for it because again they make decisions. Coaches always come up to the best player in a position group for that last cut, or should I bring this guy in? And they'll take their word for it if you bring that guy into training camp, for example. Mm-hmm. It's like John, because in training camp, a guy like John Lynch, he was going hard, but he was not asked to because he was a 6-time All-Pro.
Right.
Like the coach would come up to him like, that good third string safety? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
And that to be, and if you're a good judge of talent, and that you're a good judge of talent, and you're not, then you have to learn the administrative side of it. But they can do it. You can learn that.
Right.
But coaching, Mike Ditka was one of the best tight ends of his era, but that was Buddy Ryan's defense. I think Mike Ditka was the leader of men scenario.
I suppose so.
And as we saw with the Saints, nigga was no good manager or not a good coach without Buddy Ryan.
That is true.
So Buddy Ryan could coach an offense and save his fucking life though. That was his downfall. Mike Ditka didn't know how to put together a half decent offense. Walter, give the ball to Walter.
Give the ball to Walter.
Jim McMahon
he could compliment that defense that was.
Yeah. So Mike Ditka was a great player to coach, I guess. But damn, the fact I have to go back to Mike Ditka is not good.
No.
Tony Dungy wasn't a player, right?
Tony Dungy.
Leslie Frazier was on the 85 Bears as a player. Was not a great coach.
Not a good coach though.
Tony Dungy, he only played for 3 years in the league. So again, not
a great player.
Another mid-level player. The Grudens didn't play above the college level, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
The Rex didn't play over the college level either. Rex actually played high school ball in the south suburbs because that's where Buddy Ryan lived because he's in the 80s.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
The south suburbs of Chicago. Shit. I'm trying to think of other notable coaches. You're really running out of them,
Yeah, there.
Jason Garrett was not a great player or a player of stature or anything like that. And Snore was Dennis Green. Now I gotta think of current ones. Shanahan didn't play no NFL ball, right?
Shanahan, no.
Pete Carroll didn't.
Pete Carroll.
McDaniels didn't.
Josh McDaniels.
Zach Taylor didn't.
Matt LaFleur.
Mike Tomlin didn't.
Mike Tomlin.
Frank Reich didn't.
Todd Bowles.
Let's see what Todd Bowles did.
Well, he wasn't a great player, so already.
Because we don't.
Matter of discussion.
Matt LaFleur sure as fuck wasn't. Let's see.
Yeah.
He lasted 9 years in the league. Again, decent.
Yeah,
decent player. They're all a lot of, again, for the exception of Mike Dick, I don't think any of them have an All-Pro as a coach.
Probably not.
There's probably one. Oh my God, he wasn't even a good coach for the Falcons. It was Van Brocklin, the Rams QB.
No, he was not a good
He was a terrible coach for the Falcons.
He's not a good coach.
Because he was an asshole.
Yes.
It's also crazy that he still holds the single game passing record. And he did it in the 60s.
Man,
He was an enigma of a man, though.
he was quite a lad.
But it comes down to the story that, unlike soccer, I think hockey also has pretty good players end up being coaches, but don't quote me on that. And baseball managers, a lot of them are good players too. At one point,
Okay, I could see that.
because they go from to be hitting coaches, but that's more intuitive.
Right.
The problem with star players in the NBA and NFL not making it is that most of them do not know what it's like to be the last dude on the roster.
Yes.
And to be a coach, you have to know what it's like to be the practice squad guy. You have to know what it's like to be on the edge of the roster because the good players expect everyone to rise to their level, which is great when you're leading a team from a player standpoint. It is awful from a coaching standpoint.
Yes.
Because you got to kind of mold. You shouldn't have a rigid system. You should still have a system, and players should fit it.
Right.
But you have to mold the system. They both have to mesh.
Because for star players, you want them to lead from the front. Coaches are supposed to lead from the back.
Yeah.
Push their team along, while the star players pull the team along.
Yeah.
So, a star player
Try to pull as a coach.
Yeah.
Which alienates your star players because you're pulling, not pushing them. You're pulling them. You're dragging them along. You're dragging at that point. So it's why LeBron James will not be a head coach. And any LeBron fans like, oh, he'd be a great. Look at this coaching. He doesn't. No, over the course of a season, that nigga will lose more games than he wins.
Yes.
Because LeBron James has never known what it's like to be the last dude on the roster since 8th grade.
I could see him being a GM though.
I'm
not saying a good one.
He will be one. He will be a man.
He
will be a GM. Look at Michael Jordan, for example. Michael Jordan is not that great in terms of player personnel. He has just figured it out this year. Kind of this year.
We assume he figured it out.
This is the same dude who drafted Adam Morrison and Bismack Biyombo.
Yes.
And re-signed. Oh my! And gave.
So first thing, he's horrible at hiring scouts. Yeah.
Marvin,
I guess he fixed that, judging how he's drafted recently.
Yeah.
I'd put a little bit more.
Can't really predict the PJ Washington situation.
Yeah, that one was kind of out of
control.
But
Bridges was a great.
Bridges is pretty good.
Because people thought Bridges was a reach when they drafted him.
Yeah.
And I was a draft day trade, if I'm not mistaken. No, wrong Bridges. Bridges was a draft day trade. And the dude they traded for never played, by the way. The other guy who drafted, never played an NBA game, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look at the draft real quick.
Hilarious.
Because that is Mikhail.
But I'm also very... I have a lot of hope for James Bouknight. He looks like he could be a great
James Bouknight?
microwave scorer.
But again,
I'd like to get him,
what a fun name to say.
James Bouknight, I love it.
We're going to put us back in the memory of the 2018 draft, where DeAndre Ayton was the number 1 overall pick. That was a really weird college basketball year because DeAndre Ayton ended up being the consensus number 1 overall as like a no 3-point shooting big. Marvin Bagley was the 2. The Luka Doncic Trae Young swap.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was from the 76ers was the trade pick. Zaire Smith was the guy the 76ers picked. Yeah. He barely played. He didn't never play a game, but he barely played.
He was
Oh no, wait. No, he never played an NBA game.
Zaire Smith?
No, yes he did.
Was he a freshman?
For Kansas? Texas Tech. He was a freshman when they picked him, yes.
I remember him. Because there was so much hype surrounding him, actually.
But but people did not like the Mikhail. Miles Bridges was also taken in this draft, and it was also a trade. So I was right, but I was wrong. Why were there 2 Bridges in this draft? Marvin Bagley was somehow number 2 overall pick.
Bridges.
How did Marvin... Okay, this is the last thing we're going to talk about. The 2018 NBA draft. Random tangent on the Poverty Franchise podcast. What the fuck was the... Why did the Kings do this? Why did they pick another...
Because it made sense. Super athletic big man. It's just no one could have expected all of his knees to die.
And then Luka and Trae Young to be so good.
Yeah.
I think the end of Trae... And again, I was 18. Go back to high school year me. I was on the train of... Or freshman year of college me. I was on that train of the first half of Trae Young's year. I was like, damn, this nigga is ass.
I think I was there. I was with you.
The Mavericks fleeced them, bro.
No, see, but I was so much worse because when he started getting hot, I was like, I got to the draft. I was like, nah, it was a fluke.
You got to the next draft. You got to 2019. That shit was a fluke.
It was a fluke.
Kept cooking. This was the year I was really mad the Bulls didn't get Mo Bamba and settled for Wendell Carter. And now look at me. They're on the same team.
They're on the same team.
And Wendell's better.
Somehow. I think Mo Bamba has it in him somewhere. He just needs to move.
He needs minutes.
He needs a new start.
Ironically, probably to like the Kings.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think he needs that.
Maybe like the Nuggets, a team that needs a stretch big. You can pair him with Jokic.
I don't think he's gonna be a stretch.
Wait a minute.
Though.
Ship Gobert away. Bring in Mo Bamba.
That's the thing, because I don't think he's actually gonna be a stretch big. I think he's gonna be a rim running big.
Someone to use him as a rim runner who occasionally can go step out in the corner.
Yes. Not
what the Magic are trying to do, where he shoots a lot of threes. Use his wingspan. And at Texas, that nigga was booming on people.
Yeah, let him get some easy lobs off of alley-oop chances, and then when you need an ISO situation and he happens to get open because the big helps, he can maybe knock down that.
But again, probably one of the most mutually beneficial trades of all time.
The Hawks Mavs.
Yes, I mean Colin Sexton at 8, Kevin Knox at 9. Kevin Knox at 9. Poor Knicks.
That sucks.
Right before Mikal Bridges. Damn. God damn. That's then Shai Gilgeous at 11.
That was a sleeper pick.
Miles Bridges at 12. Shai Gilgeous in college was a menace, though.
Yeah, so it's surprising that he went as low as he did.
I think it's because Mikal was a junior, too, was the other thing. Mikal was NBA ready.
He was NBA ready.
And Miles Bridges was a sophomore. That was the thing, because he was at Michigan State, and Michigan State had that down year.
Yes.
Jerome Robinson, okay. Michael Porter at 14, because Michael Porter only slipped that far because of his back.
Jerome Robinson's now a no name.
Troy Brown Jr.
End of the bench kind of guy.
Dante DiVincenzo, who the Kings already pissed him off when the man spent like a cup of coffee there. Lonnie Walker the 4th. Lonnie Walker's a solid role player. Kevin Huerter is a good pickup. Same draft as Troy Young, great pickup.
Lonnie Walker could be more than just a good role player. I think he'd be a great.
I also think he needs to get off the Spurs though if he wants to.
He's kind
of log jammed behind DeJounte. They can't really play together, in my opinion.
That's why I think he could be a great 6th man.
Oh, okay. Okogie, we know his ceiling. He gonna play defense.
He played defense.
He bootlegged Tony Allen.
Also,
I don't know why I didn't know Michael Cooper was Tony Allen before Tony Allen. Just playing defense.
Yeah.
Just out there. Garden Larry Bird.
You're right.
Grayson Allen, boo. I mean, he's fine. I hate him, but he's fine. Chandler Hutchinson, not great. Aaron Holiday. And Finney Simmons at the 24th overall.
Great pick.
Great pickup.
No, it's 25th overall? Mo Wagner.
I like how you knew that by heart.
Because I was sitting on the couch looking.
I was happy for y'all about Mo Wagner, actually.
I knew that shit was going to be
ass. I liked Mo Wagner. It's only because he cooked Loyola is why I liked
I knew it was going to be horrible. I was sitting there on the couch. Hey, Dad, look, it's happening. Well, I hope we get Freddie Simons. Ding, ding. Bald-headed ass walks out there with a 24th pick in the NBA draft. The Portland Trailblazers select Freddie Simons, me on the couch. No!
Mark Tatum comes out in the second round. It was still the bald-headed man.
It was still the bald-headed man. And then me, distraught. Okay, who are we picking? Who's gonna help out our young core? Who could possibly save us? Oh my God, who is this man? Who is this random big white dude?
He was good in college. I like Mo Wagner.
He was good in college, and he was not good in the NBA.
No, his brother is much better.
His brother's much better.
Shamit was right after that, too. And Time Lord was right after him.
Either of those players have been much better fit for that team.
And then, let's see, is there anyone in the second round? Okobo is pretty good for the Suns. Omari Spellman was bookended the first round.
I would take Omari Spellman over
Jalen Brunson, Devontae Graham and Javon Carter all. Actually, Javon Carter looks so much older than he is. Oh my God! I thought that nigga was 35.
It's just because he's bald.
I thought that nigga's who's that the bald point guard? He was on the Ignite team. Jarrett Jack. He dark Jarrett Jack. Jalen Brunson, Devontae Graham.
Jalen Brunson and Devontae Graham.
I mean, in the second round. Brunson was good in college. I'm surprised he only slipped that far. A was a junior and B is kind of undersized.
He was a junior and he's like 6 foot tall.
Devontae Graham was a senior, that's why he fell. But all the
Yes.
Kansas fanboys were like singing the high heavens about Devontae Graham.
They were kind
Mitchell
of right.
Robinson in the second round, Gary Trent Jr. in the second round,
Dang.
Jared Vanderbilt in the second round. This is a pretty solid second round. D'Anthony Melton,
That's actually a magnificent second round.
Isaac Bongo was there too. I had to mention him.
Actually, this draft just sounds incredible.
Keita Bates Diop. Even though Keita Bates Diop looked like he was going to be pretty good, and then kind of
Yeah. But I
mellowed
feel
out.
like Keita Bates Diop might have been a victim of circumstance.
Shake
Just like
Milton
Ricky
was in the
was.
second round, and Costas was the Mr. Irrelevant in this draft. I forgot about that.
Costas?
Costas was Mr. Irrelevant to the 76ers.
Ah, and they got him and then we signed him.
Yes, but he was Mr. Irrelevant.
You know,
But this
it's-
draft had a lot of solid ass role players.
Yes, it was really unfortunate that like the Lakers happened to be one of the teams that just missed.
Yeah, they missed the solid ass role players.
Although to be honest, we didn't miss as bad as like the Knicks.
Kevin Knox. I'm just looking
Yeah.
at that. At least they got Mitchell Robinson.
Because
out of
we were
this
able
draft.
to trade
At least they
Mo
got
Wagner for something.
at least they got Mitchell Robinson out of this draft.
Yeah,
And they technically got Cam Reddish from Kevin Knox. That ain't bad.
that ain't bad.
Technically speaking, right?
That's pretty good.
Even though Cam Reddish probably isn't going to stay. Because he doesn't.
Good for him.
Get the fuck out of there, my guy. I hope. Bring Derrick Rose home.
All right, it's time for the Lakers to take
If you
Cam
take-
Reddish on a small amount of money after we gave Malik Monk his resurgence.
I hope LeBron James doesn't try old Derrick Rose experiment again.
Oh my god,
I
I don't want that for me or Derrick Rose.
or me.
Let him go home. to
But
Chicago.
aside, it's just really crazy that DeAndre Ayton was the first overall pick in this draft. I think it's the fact that I think is when I got to appreciate how hard the EuroLeague is. He was the MVP of it when he was a teenager, in a league where a lot of NBA players don't really get run in.
Yeah,
It's kind of that bias why he wasn't the first overall pick. And it's the fact that the Suns didn't really need a Luka with Devin Booker.
yeah.
I don't think a Luka and Devin Booker works. So I'm okay with that. Now the Kings have no fucking excuse. I know
Yeah.
Marvin Bagley can jump out the gym. I know he can put the ball in the bucket at
It's
will.
just the thing with Luka going so high was the fact that he could have turned out like Denny Advia.
That's true. But Denny Avdia wasn't EuroLeague MVP.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Denny Avdia wasn't playing for Europe's premier basketball club since he was 15 on the senior team. Maccabi Tel Aviv is good. They're a good EuroLeague club, but they aren't Real Madrid EuroLeague.
Oh, that's true.
Because, damn, the same rules apply for soccer and basketball. Shit, damn. Except that Greece and like Serbia are involved.
Yes.
And Israel are involved
Israel.
in the usual. But
It's just that like there wasn't much to prove the EuroLeague's worth up until Luka's point. And then still now, there's really nothing proving that Luka was not just a fluke.
just a fluke.
We
I
can
just
see-
forgot to mention that Jaren Jackson Jr. was fourth in this. By the way, in this nonsense.
I think another telltale for that will be Victor Wembanyama.
Yes.
Once he's draft eligible, whether he is good or not.
No, that's that 7'2" French dude, right?
He's that 7'2"
with
dude.
the long limb man.
Yeah, he's looking like the mix between Mo Bamba and Kevin Durant. It's really weird. he's like Chet Holmgren in Europe.
Yes. We'll talk. We'll probably kick off next week's episode with NBA talk and league talk.
True, as the playoffs get
and
to its
then
height.
start actually talking about the NBA draft now that the college season's over, done and dusted. Because that actually is one of the things that did happen.
End of season.
Gonzaga smoked on that. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Congratulations to Kansas, by the way.
Kansas.
15-point comeback.
Crazy, but we love it.
Bill Self got himself another ring. We'll probably talk about the NBA draft now. Now that's in order. Now that we know the bottom of the lottery for sure. We know their need. Well, we know who should win the lottery and their needs, which is everything.
Everything.
Everything that is not a point guard. Jalen Green, a 2-guard to you or point guard?
2-guard.
2-guard.
He's
Everything
2-guard.
but a 2-guard. Maybe take a 2-guard.
Because Jalen Green reminds me of James Harden.
Really?
Yes.
I was gonna go with a much more negative. I was gonna go. You reminds me of athletic Drew Holiday on the Sixers.
Really?
Yes, he's just putting up buckets on an empty team right now. To me, and he's
Because
super athletic. He reminds me of Steve Francis actually, minus the terrible personality. Yeah, Reminds me of Steve Franchise. Athletic, put up great numbers, but never led anyone to wins.
Because he reminds me of like really, really early like Thunder James Harden. Just like athletic, has that shot creation bag, but doesn't really understand how to pass or can't really play defense at this point. Things he has to learn.
Yeah.
That's why I imagine him as like a traditional 2-guard for me.
Okay. But the Rockets do need everything.
That's
for next week's episode, if there is a next week's episode, because we are busy college students after all. And this is the Poverty Franchise podcast with Ethan and PJ Millionis signing off.
See you later.